Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sadr Jalsa, Councillor Mahbub Chaudhry Sahab, Member of Parliament Paul Goodman, and Spokesman Community Cohesion, and also our parliamentary prospective candidate Toby, and the President of the Conservative Association, and the leader of the Red Bridge Council, other cabinet members, and other distinguished guests. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. I would like to take the opportunity of thanking Councillor Mahbub Chaudhry, known as Matthew, for organising this event in support of his very close friend Toby to be elected from this ward. And I'm sure that he will be elected with your support. This seat had been Conservative before, and I'm sure after next election it will be Conservative again. And we wish him all the best, and he will have all my commitment and my support, like I said earlier on, that if he needs me to bring some people from High Wycombe, I'm more prepared to come and support him, knocking up, distribute little whatever you need. And I think a person like Mahbub, who's very much committed to help and support you, and I'm sure that day is not far when you'll be a Member of Parliament for Ilford. And I also say that how can Labour Party claim any seat in this country? And I would draw your attention what we're going through today, the Iraq inquiry. And I also would like to say about our Member of Parliament, Paul Goodman, who actually asked for the Iraq inquiry on very early stages. When you see there's no legal framework to go to Iraq, and people, 90% people call that was a Blair war, who've done it personally. But my concern is not that, but where we have lost 179 brave soldiers and over £3 billion. My concern is that the people, the government who can mislead us, and Labour Party have misled us very heavily, not on one, on different aspects. I can't see how they can go and say, well, go and vote for us. How can people trust them to vote or support them? Labour Party made some promises and pledges, and today we have seen the crippled economy, where we have more than £1.4 trillion in debt. We just paid £30 million just matter of interest. And we are told that today, the babies born today is owing over £22,000. That's going to take generation and generation to clear that debt. And I think we need to wake up and ask that question, how long we can put up this government. Can't see them at all.
Come forward a bit, under the light.
And I was also talking about the point I was going to make is the unemployment, which also have gone over nearly 2.5 million people unemployed in this country. The hospitals, I mean, we are struggling with hospitals. I know in this country, struggling hospital. Everywhere where there's a Conservative council, we are struggling with hospitals. NHS claims that they have lost 17,000 NHS beds since the Labour have taken over. We need to build up an enterprise economy, and we just need to support aspiration and reward the responsibilities. The country have to make tough decisions for the betterment and for the brighter future. And I was listening to the leader of the council. I think it's not all about pinching pennies and cutting corners. It's about giving the best value for the best money, what we take from the people. Like I said, we are really in mess, and we need a strong leader who can pull us out of this a very difficult time. We want a leader with a vision and determination and commitment. We want a leader who can take the today's challenges and stand up to it and make a strong decision for the betterment of this country. And the only leader I can think of, and the only one, is David Cameron. Please support Conservative Party.
Thank you very much for your good advice, Councillor Dubus and JP. And once again, I'm thankful to him for what he has done. He's a broad friend here. Now, I will ask now Mr. Paul Goodman, who is a Member of Parliament, and he's a Shadow Minister for Community and Chairman of the Conservative Friends of Kashmir. I'm sure that a number of people would like to listen. Please welcome.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon and salam alaikum. And I will start, Matthew, with you. I've reached the stage in life where I know far more Mahboods than Matthews, so if you keep on with something, I will remember who you are and say right at the start, thank you very much for organising this event, and I'm very glad to be here. Now, Jim, Ilford. I don't know very much about Ilford, but I'm showing my age when I say that I can remember the days of Vivian Bengal.
Well, that was
and the days of North, and of Neil Thorpe down here in South.
Yes, that's right.
And right at the start, just as Vivian Bengal has been replaced by my friend Lee Scott, who's doing a marvellous job in Ilford North, I'm hoping the present incumbent, and I'm sure he will be replaced by Toby at the general election. I endorse everything you said about Toby earlier. I've only just met him, but he got a glittering write-up from someone earlier who said he's intelligent, hard-working, charming, dedicated, and the rest of it. I'm sure he is. He's also a Chancery barrister, so he's a bright guy. And I can just tell, having met him once this afternoon, he will work very hard on your behalf. I'm going to really sort of particularly try to speak this afternoon to those of you who are from an Asian background, probably from Pakistan, possibly from Azad Kashmir, because my experience in High Wycombe has been representing the largest number and proportion of constituents from Pakistan or Azad Kashmir of any Conservative Member of Parliament. My constituents came over in the 1950s from Dudyal, from Sabre, from Tara, from all these other places that will be familiar names to you and familiar places to you, to work in the furniture factories and the paper mills of High Wycombe. I've been to Pakistan and Azad Kashmir twice. I've been to Dudyal. I've been down the GT road from Islamabad to Lahore. So I have seen it a little bit, and tried to take some interest in the lives of my constituents, been to the mosque, sat late into the evening for the celebration of the life of Pir Shah Ghazi. So I'm trying to acquire some sort of interest in the kind of largely Barelvi tradition of my constituents. I'm going to come back to these concerns in a minute, but something that will obviously affect us all will be the general election. And although I'm not standing again, and no, it's got nothing to do with expenses, I came here really today for three reasons. First was to meet and support Toby. Second, really, was to support my friend Mahboob Hussain, different from Matthew, this is getting easier to remember, who really is terrific. He works so hard on behalf of the party and puts me through a bracing schedule on Saturdays going up and down the country to see peculiar bits of it. And I wanted to support him. And third, although I didn't know Keith was going to be here, I'm very pleased to see him, because we've got to do what we can when we're in government to try to give local government a bit more freedom and autonomy. I heard what you said about money very closely. I would promise to go back and repeat it all to Bob Neal, except apparently you know him better than I do, so he'll know anyway. The general election. Jim spoke about it. You just heard a reference to the debt. I don't really need to say very much more. You'll probably have seen the poster of a small baby that says, Mum's eyes, Dad's nose, Gordon Brown's debt. £22,000 at birth. We have to put Britain back on its feet and put it right. But I want to say three things that will, I think, be of particular interest to Asian voters. then say something about foreign policy quickly, and then sit down. I don't think we should be in the business of cutting and tailoring and manufacturing policy